Wasn't I just here? Greetings, internet people. Welcome back. It's been so long. This is a weird time to be going live for me. But if you are unaware, and if you are showing up for the replay, I was just a guest on 4 Leaf Whiskey's channel, and we had numerous whiskeys that were very nice. I enjoyed them all thoroughly. But now it's my time to shine. Wearing the same shirt and everything. Tonight, Blind Flight Night. This is a recurring thing. It'll be going on for a while. Or it will be in the future. It might just be, I know what it is, and I'll be trying it and going over it. Live reviews. I'll probably just call them live reviews. It's easier. Who's in chat so far? I see Andrew Butler. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you again. Late where you are, I know. Get right into the whiskey. I'd like to think I'll be going for an hour. I'm telling myself I should, because as you can see down below here, the car rental fund is still there, and it will be for the entire month of March, because as you can tell down there, the price of car rentals is stupid. And we do have a separate head of that super chat goal, but that's been met. Whenever the super chat goal is met, I just double it. And the only reason I do the super chat goal, if you're new, is because the payout for YouTube to send the money next month, and we're literally talking the 21st, is the earliest I would see it. It has to be a minimum of $100. So I try to make it. I make everyone aware that is the main goal for a month-to-month thing. That is why it's there. This one down here is based off of PayPal, Venmo, and the mega chats, which are the ones that are in the pinned comment. I think that's everything. The neighbors are being very obnoxious tonight. Hopefully you can't hear them. I assume you won't. Let's get on with the schwample. Here we go. Whoa. Good. Looks good. Please let me know what's in your glass this evening. If you're drinking anything at all, doesn't matter what it is. Whiskey, water, coffee. That's the things I would drink normally. So whatever else you may be drinking, wine, whatever. Let me know. I don't like to drink by myself when I'm live streaming. When I'm by myself, I will drink alone. I'm fine with that. And let me know about the music. Too high, too low, too annoying. We did get a new subscriber recently, I believe. It's not showing up here, but I know what happened. There it is. B. Bauer, thanks for subscribing. Here you go. Stitch welcomes you. We don't get a lot of live subscribers, so it's always nice to see one just pop in before I start. Yeah, exactly. Coffee or tea. I always wonder if that's got to be coffee. I think there's another tea emote. This is late where you are, sir. But let's begin with the color, as we do. Look at it. Best guess? When I see something like this, I think bourbon. But nowadays, it could be a malt, it could be a colored whiskey. They added coloring to it, or colored scotch. But those are the categories that immediately come to mind. Bourbon, malt, also scotch of some sort that has added coloring. Let's go onto the nose and see what we can figure out from that. Oh wait, no, what do I say? I have to keep saying the same thing so I get it through my head. Go onto the nose and see what happens next. There we go. That sounds much more my speed. Oh, that is a lightly peated scotch is what that is. If it isn't, awesome. Hell, it could be a peated Irish, but my initial feeling was like Oban 14 or Talisker. Those are both really good. I'm looking forward to this now. I haven't had a peated scotch in a hot minute, and this smelled like it. And if it is, oh, I'm gonna be so happy. Irish is amazing, but taking a hard shift with some peated scotches sounds kind of nice tonight. It's cold out. I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram, but it's cold. It's like 23 degrees Fahrenheit. It's Pleasant. So slight peat, very sweet smell. Vanilla forward. Oh, this is malt though. I know it is. This is a sweet malt. God, it smells so good. It's leaning heavy into my favorite type of peated Scotch, which is just, I like Lefroy, I like Ardbeg, but they push the peat, so to speak, into your face, whereas a softer peat is something I enjoy more as a pleasurable experience. I have a recent memory of having a Talisker on the water while the sun is setting. It was a really heavy-handed pour too, which helped. It smells so good. It's got a bit of green, so slight veggie vegetation. It's not bad, but of course we're talking peat, so that shouldn't be surprising that there's some kind of green note. Oh, it's a touch of seaweed. God, it smells really good. It smells familiar, so I am wondering what this is going to be at the end. But it is literally the type of Scotch I like the most. This is another one that's also in the same vein. Kilkerran 12. If this is some kind of Kilkerran, that'd be great. Oh, I'm salivating. See new names? Hello. Oh, shoot. I was looking at the top chat. I want to see live chat. It's different because it's not obnoxious. Sugar Kitty meow. Tater Dom. Cheers. Schwelcome. Thank you all for showing up again. I know you can only handle so much mustache in one evening. So it's nice to see you come back for that. And it was really fun to be on Four Leaves channel. I really appreciate having, people asking me to be a guest. It's just like, really? That's my initial reaction. Are you sure? And then, of course, my Irish luck showing up at the end there with the Patreon spin. That was stupid. Ugh. Let the show begin. Thank you. Hello. You're welcome. I still feel that was surreal, like having that happen in real time. Oh my good. I'm going to drink this now. It smells amazing. Hopefully the palate lives up to the nose. There's a nice tingle. Now, the texture is not going to hold up. A little thinner than I want, but let's keep in mind, I was just drinking some fairly high proof Irish whiskey, and they know how to do whiskey texture-wise. I have a fondness for Irish whiskey, and trying to hold up to that creamy, velvety texture. Doesn't always happen. Ooh. It's getting dry in the finish now. Lingering spice too. It's like black pepper, which usually happens to me with peated anything. Now, is this a Scotch? We don't know yet, but I am leaning in that direction heavily. This is super friendly. Nice vanilla. Just a lot of coffee grounds. Like really dark coffee that we're talking. What's the heavy roast? Well, dark roast. Yeah, okay. Sunflowers? And walnuts. It really is quite a confusing experience to drink whiskey and try to figure out what I'm thinking about at the same time. The texture improved. I was concerned that having had so much Irish whiskey, and even with rinsing out my mouth, there would be some leftover feelings there. I think there was, because the second sip of this was much better than the first. And I did hold my palate for a little longer, as we do here. But enjoyable. I'm really enjoying this. Straight up. The nose was exactly what I want out of a Scotch, if it is Scotch. The palate is pretty good, but it's fairly simple. I want a little more from it. Is that walnut again? Vanilla, walnut, almond, carpet. I don't know. An absolute black pepper. That's there. I'm getting sawdust. Was the initial. I thought sawdust, and then I thought of a 2x4. So maybe it's a new cut wood taste. I don't go around licking new wooden beams, but attic. It's still sweet, but I'm getting all these like variety of things. I can't even say like tastes and smells. It's like no random shit. I've had to finally accept that I need to lean into the weird with my experiences because I scoffed at them early on. You can literally go back to some of my earlier videos and live streams where I'm just thinking about how ridiculous it is to just say random stuff for whiskey, but that's part of it, man. All our brains are wired differently. So just go with it, man. If you think of walnuts, or you think of an attic, or you think of snow, if you were at the live stream earlier, a fresh snowy morning, which is... I don't know if you guys are lucky enough to experience a freshly fallen snow early in the morning, stepping outside and breathing in that air and that quiet. So good. It's a rare experience. I think part of it is linked with childhood because you have that. You were supposed to go to school except it was snowing, and now you don't have to go. Jimmy Jazz! Good evening, Schwelk. We're just dealing into this little sample here. It is lovely. I'm pleasantly surprised. Jazz man! Suddenly jazz starts playing. Jimmy Jazz, would you have a problem if everywhere you went, there'd just be like random jazz band behind you playing music? Sounds pretty awesome, honestly. In my zen state of mind. Whiskey zen, just... Ugh. Speak of the devil, look who's here. 4-leaf. Hold on. How do I do this? No? Well, that's how I highlight your comment. I know that much. I'm going to do a thing in a second. Once I'm able. But oddly enough, the lovely little clicky emote thing with the hearts and the celebratory stuff, it's in the way at the moment. I can't hover over what I want to because it's in the way. Hilarious. 4-leaf whiskey has proven that my Irish luck just follows me everywhere. Straight onto her channel and otherwise. Part of me was very tempted to be like, nope, respin. And the other part of me was like, Chal Nua, I'm not going to respin. I'm not going to say don't give me that. Hang on. How do I... Getting frustrated. I'll figure it out later. Before I leave whiskey, I'm going to make you a mod later. Don't let me forget. Just cuts. You had me on your channel. The least I can do is make you a moderator. But it doesn't want to let me do it because I have the clicky click thing. So I can show this right here. So every time I click on someone's name, that's what happens instead of me having access to my controls. Although I'm fairly certain I could quickly figure out how to ban someone if I needed to. But then again, moderators. You can do that much easier than I can, it would seem. Oh, yeah. Poor Leif, we believe we have a slightly peated Scotch in the glass tonight, and it's divine. Simple, but very good. Pleasantly surprised with this. I was not expecting to have a, lovely, what I think is a slightly peated Scotch right after a bunch of lovely Irish whiskey. So, let's find out what this is. It's going to take me a second because I don't know and I have to check, and there's Discord and a number of other things. So, day 3, this is officially day 3 of the Advent calendar I received. What is it? And it's got some whiskey tube reviews. I will mention them. I'm not going to link them because it's complicated. Let's see. Something I've never had. Oh, wait. Campbelltown Lock. The problem is this is I can't see the image big enough. I have to save it. Literally save it to my computer to find out. And this is not exactly something I can do beforehand, otherwise I'm cheating. We don't want to do that. Oh, it's imported. Alright. Hey, see it. I don't know why I took a picture of that. Oh, Springbank. Of course. Of course. It has a Springbank webpage on the bottom of this. On the bottom and the back. So springbank.scot is the webpage. They have this listed towards. So let me go here. Find out. Oh man, no wonder. This is any kind of Springbank. No wonder I like it. See the image here. 100% Scotch whiskey. Well, I'm glad I figured that out. 46%. Okay. I didn't guess the percentage, but it's hard to guess at this point. Having 4 Irish whiskeys of varying high percentages and going to something else. Blended malt Scotch whiskey, product of Scotland. Campbelltown Lock, L-O-C-H. I have to read it sideways. That's the head tilt. Blended and bottled at Springbank Distillery, Campbelltown, Scotland. What else does it say about this? I'm reading the back of the label now. Campbelltown Lock, blended Scotland. Blah, blah, blah. This blended malt Scotch whiskey has been created solely for Campbelltown's 5 distinctive single malts, 100% Campbelltown whiskeys, blended and bottled by Springbank Distillers, Campbelltown, Scotland. Imported by Pacific Edge Imports. So this is clearly hinting at the fact that it's some kind of Springbank. It's so good. I'm sure your kitty would love a Campbelltown Lock. Well, I know a guy, but he's on Discord. I'm not sure if you're on Discord. You probably are. Can't keep track of Discord. Can't track anything. Let's be real. Rob Smith, hello. Welcome. We're having a lovely Campbelltown Scotch tonight, which I just found out about. What else we got here? I have a bunch of links. Hey! So we have a link for the Whiskey Vault. They did a review of this. Top Shelf Whiskey also did a review of this. The Liquor Hound did a review of this. Whiskey Novice did a review of this. And G Whiskey, like just G and then whiskey without an E, also did a review here on YouTube. So if you want to check those out, I have said the words. I'm not going to link all of them. Of course, I recommend Whiskey Vault because, of course, I do. That's how I got into whiskey stuff. So, hold on. Better go to Salem, Mass. Check out Macy's Tavern. Great food and great vibes near the House of Seven Gables. You know what? That is on my list of things to do. Zen Boot, I haven't had a... Well, you know. Zen Boot knows me well enough to know I have problems doing things and going places, especially if there's socializing and people involved. Other people, not people I'm going to see, like the surrounding area. G has a good name. G. There's Discord, and then there's Discord. I'm around various areas. Well, Sugar Kitty, you're probably on my Discord, but I don't keep track of that very well. I have it. If you're a patron of mine, you have access to it. By the way, I have a Patreon. If you're not subscribed to that, you should just become a member of the YouTube channel then. They're balancing each other out right now. It's great because there's a maniac and he just tosses out memberships on YouTube. It's amazing. To the point where people are saying, Why did I get a notification of this? Like, well, you're a member now, so that's why. That was my unique experience recently. Someone popped on to comments about the podcast I did yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Memberships. Hold on. Patrons and members of the channel get access to the podcast, which is a weekly podcast of just whatever I'm dealing with, because guess who's the one dealing with the channel? Just me. Me alone. I don't think yours is one of those places. No. Well, it should be. You let me know. You should be. You're a moderator everywhere. Pretty sure I know you on here. Hold on. Get in touch, Sugar Kitty. Don't get in touch here, but send me a message somehow. Email KillCoWhiskeyMusings@gmail.com. Let me know your Discord handle, and I will invite you to KillCo Whiskey Musings Discord. There you go. I'm not shy about that. Like, if you've been watching this channel and subscribed to it for years, well, and a moderator at that, you get access. Otherwise, it's Patreon and members only. I still don't do a lot with it, but it's there. You gotta have it just in case. Gotta have all the things, man. YouTube channel. I don't do Twitter anymore. I told them to GF. And that means get. But Threads, I have it. I don't really use it as much as I should because it's still weird. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook page, and group. That's about it. That's all of them. That's all I can handle. Yeah. I completely obliterated my Twitter handles. That doesn't even exist. Yeah, sure, you can message me there. We'll get in touch. I'll let you know. Music's nice and chill tonight. What a lovely surprise. Campbelltown for me is always a bit, I'm not sure what I'm going to think. At least I think it was Campbelltown. Sugar Kitty should know. It was either Campbelltown or something else. Or I'm not sure about some of the whiskeys, the scotches that come out of there. I thought it was Campbelltown. Maybe somewhere else. I'm thinking of all the places. I don't know where it could be. But this is very nice. It's nice notes, 46%, so it's a lower proof. Thankfully, again, numerous Irish whiskeys tonight. It's probably best that I have a lower proof right now. I haven't eaten anything since lunch. So there's that. I definitely didn't pour the last of this into this glass. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. There's a malt on here. I can tell it's a malt whiskey now. Or some kind of malt. Certainly happy that I got the fact that it's a slightly peated, or at least I'm assuming spring make, Scotch. Celery? Sure. Celery and aloe, like the plant. That really dense green smell. And there's some kind of floral soap. Like good floral soap, not, smelling it and going, oh, they got that at a discount. It's almost potpourri-like. Mmm. Oh. Sorry, I got some kind of note there, and I don't know what the hell that was. Caught me off guard. Ah, what a lovely way to spend an evening. This is a lovely way to spend an evening. Galderons, Douglas Lang's Campbelltown blended malt. Can't see through the dark bottle, but sounded like rain. Yeah, do it. Do it, Zenboot. You don't have to work tomorrow. Actually, you probably do, but go easy. I don't have to work tomorrow, which is a lie, because I do. I have to do my own work. If you were at Four Leafs live stream, you will have found out I have to drink a number of Irish whiskeys and then edit that content for next month. And then I have to get into making content for April, because guess what? I won't be here for the first week of April. But I may do a live stream or two, depending. We'll see. There are thought processes going on now for my travels. All 5 of the malts from the 3 distilleries? Maybe. I don't know for certain. Let me check. Yeah, that's what it says. This blended malt Scotch whiskey has been created solely from Campbelltown's 5 distinctive single malts. Whatever those are, because I don't remember. Blended in 100% Campbelltown whiskeys, so all those. If you know what they are, please list them, because I've forgotten. Blended and bottled by Springbank Distillers, Campbelltown, Scotland. So it's definitely Springbank in there. Tell me the rest, because I don't. I wish they would list it, honestly. If they could just say it on the bottle. It just says all Campbelltown. It's very nice. Very nice. It's still higher proof is all I can hear in the back of my head. Some of all of it in it. It's very nice. I really like it. Battle Reed, good evening. Welcome to the madness. Sipping on a lovely little scotch. I may pour something else after this. It's probably a bad idea, but that's okay. Springbank, Hazelburn, Longrow, Glen Scotia. I was hoping to hear that. And Kilkerran. I was also hoping to hear that. Because those two right there, Glen Scotia and Kilkerran, are 2 whiskeys I know I like. And Springbank, but guess who's never had their own bottle of Springbank? It's me. No, I like it though. Springbank has done very well in the Scotch whiskey enthusiasts, collectors, if you will. I know, well, if my memory serves, which oftentimes it doesn't, but there is Aquavitae. Roy does I can't remember what it is, but he does a poll, a vote every year to find out stuff. And Springbank won some recognition last year. So I know they're doing good stuff. I have no doubt about that. I've had it before. I don't remember which Springbanks, but I know I've had them and they were all good. But I know Springbank, Glen Scotia, and Kilkerran off the top of my head. I know I like those. Linkwood? I've heard about Hazelburn. I know of Linkwood to some degree. Like, it looks familiar, but I don't remember if I've had those. I might have. Sugar Kitty might have sent me stuff. I don't remember. Joy is my brain. I don't know. Longrow, and somehow some wonderful Linkwood is on my mind. It happens. Linkwood. You got it. He stepped on his own foot there. Stepped on his own paw. A cat walked across the keyboard. You know what he meant. So we have Springbank, Longrow, Hazelburn, Glen Scotia, and Kilkerran. I feel like I've heard of Longrow too. The ones I know for certain I've had some familiarity with. Glen Scotia and Kilkerran, absolutely. Amazing whiskeys. I finished off my Glen Scotia 15-year recently. A little sad about it, but that's how it goes. Kilkerran, sitting right there. You can't see it. It's right here. One of my more recent videos, if you haven't watched the video, I recommend you do. Not just because it's my video, but because this scotch is delicious. I think I titled it, "Is This My Kind of Scotch?" And it absolutely is. I might pour some of this next for a comparison. That sounds like a great idea. Hold on, stay here. Don't go anywhere. There we go. Springbank, Longrow, Hazelburn, all from the same distillery, just different brands. They own KillCo too. Those sons. Longrow reminds me of wintergreen, so I mixed it with root beer. Hey, I am a fan of root beer. I'm one of those children who really liked root beer floats, and I often also would get from the ice cream man, whose name is Pete. I hope he's still alive, but Pete's ice cream truck is still around. I don't know if he's running it, but the truck is. Distracting. But I would get Coke floats from him, so it was like Coca-Cola and vanilla ice cream. Oh, so good. And I got those through my teenage years, so you would see me in long hair and a trench coat going up to the ice cream man's truck to get a Coke float. Because I am a child. Screw it, man. Ice cream's good. Still waiting for the idea. It's like someone's going to make the idea of having a whiskey truck. Going around, like, playing Irish or Scottish music, blaring it out the windows, and having all the middle-aged men like me dashing out the door to order their little taste of whiskey for that day. That's not going to happen. They have their own collection already. With Hazelburn, it's unpeated and triple distilled. Springbank is semi-peated, 2.5 times distilled, and Longrow is fully peated and only distilled twice. I don't know how you remember that. SMWS Scotch from me. Canadian release, 44.14%. I'm assuming what that was. 149. Sounds good. Canadian releases I've never had. So what? Whiskey is good. Enjoy. Hell, if it's an SMWS, it's going to be good. Or did they call it Canadian release 44.149? Because that seems like something they would do. I know! Whiskey truck? Make it happen. There's a hell of a lot of legality there. I have to check ID. Yes, I'm sure they are. Hey! Andy Butler did the tour, he knows. And you remembered. I would have gone to the tour and I would have forgotten everything. I've been on whiskey tours before. Jesus. 62%. Good God. After all the whiskey we had earlier, I hope you ate something. I didn't. I will, though. I got about 30 minutes, well, 28 minutes in me left. Again, I do these streams also because there is necessities of financial assistance. Speaking of necessities of financial assistance, Papa KillCo is the one who makes the big bucks and makes it so I can travel. Thank you, Papa KillCo. And hello again. We have a Scotch tonight, yeah. I'll have to give you... Did I give you some KillCo? I don't remember. I think you'd enjoy this. I probably didn't. This is a lovely, slightly peated Scotch. This is not KillCo, but this is very good. Honestly, it might as well be KillCo. It's the same percentage, too. 46%. Campbelltown. Ugh. No, you have not had it? Alright. We'll fix that. You remind me. Send me a message on Facebook or else I won't forget. Or text me. I know, I don't remember if you... Have you drank all your samples yet? Because we gotta refresh that every once in a while. Papa KillCo has not been able to imbibe very much over the past year for reasons that most of you are aware of. So I like to keep them well stocked with recent samples. Ouch. I'm trying to think, what else do I have you might like? I can keep some of that. Is this... What? This one's empty. Why do I still have this over there? I finished my Glenfiddich 15 apparently and just forgot. That's sitting over there. I'm gonna stay right there so I know to get rid of that bottle. Ugh. This was a lovely bottle. If I would ever recommend a starter Scotch, I would say Glenfiddich 12 year. And the Glenfiddich 15 is especially tasty. I will miss it. Maybe I'll get another someday, but this is not a cheap bottle. What's really sad is knowing that when I bought this, it cost less than it does now. And it is another one that's 40%. And even at that 40%, really good. Really good. I like the, when I read about it, I'm talking, you can watch the video, by the way. But Solera, like the idea of Solera stuff, it's wild. Wild what that is. Look it up. That was super neat. Nifty keen, even. There you go. That's the thing to do. I always recommend to some people, either I have recommended bottles you could buy, but what I don't want to do is recommend something and you get it and then you don't like it. So my first recommendation, if you're interested in whiskey, is to go find yourself a decent bar with a decent whiskey selection. Or go to any bar with a whiskey behind the bar. You can try Jameson neat as a start. That is a great way to start. Don't take it as a shot. But as far as options, there's Jim Beam, there's Jameson, there's Jack Daniels. Those are all familiar names that people know of. I wouldn't really recommend Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, but I would recommend Jameson. If I were to recommend a bourbon that would be behind any bar, Maker's Mark. There you go. And they usually have a higher percentage anyway, so there's that. They have that very familiar bottle with the wax. They know what they're doing. Got sidetracked. Yeah, this here will be going on through the month of March. Will be going on through the month of March. And that is to help me get a rental car for when I visit my friend Greg in Missouri. And apparently we're going to see a solar eclipse. So there's a thought process of trying to do a live stream. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe a live Instagram or a video at the very least of the actual solar eclipse. But let's be real. Trying to video the moon, it never looks quite right. It sucks. It looks so amazing in person. Then you're like, look, it's this tiny little dot in the middle of nowhere. There are things going on in my head. So that's why that's there, to help me pay for a rental car, because Mom and Pop KillCo are footing the bill for where I'm staying and the flight. So the least I can attempt to do is get the rental car, because rental cars are so goddamn stupid. And this, of course, has been hit. The goal for this month, the $100 super chats, is good, but I bump it up another $100 just because. We're at 110. Could we get to 200? Maybe. That would also work its way into the rental car, except for the fact that that money would not show up until this March 21st, which is why I made a separate thing. There's a lot of reasoning in my head, just hard to get it out through the words in the mouth area. Single living cast than a true Solera system. It's fine. Oh, there you go. Emily's Bottom Bond is my go-to bourbon. Battle Read, I gotta tell you something. That was my go-to bourbon for a while because price, percentage, and it's Bottle and Bond. Take that as you will. But I had so much of it, I drank it to the point of finding something very specific I didn't like about it. I haven't gone back to it since because I want to let it rest and forget. But I got this weird funk, this sort of a dry, mulchy thing. Evil Williams, what are you doing here? You're making me nervous. Every time you show up, I get nervous. Amen, indeed. I still like Evan Williams. But I haven't gone back yet. I wish they did more stuff. I think I get other stuff from them. I'm trying to think. Evan Williams, what else do they do? Help me out here. My brain is going blank. Long story short, I drank Evan Williams Bottle and Bond so frequently that I was able to pick out something I didn't like about it. So I stopped. And we are talking about like a handle, like a 1.75, over an extended period of time. I have done the same thing with Wild Turkey 101, and I have done the same thing with Have I done the same thing with anything else? Yeah, I have. Bushmills Red. Red Bush. I think it's called. I drank a 1.75 of that. I haven't gone back to it, not because I don't like it, but you kind of hit that point. It's like, I did that. I'm good. I'll move on. Mostly mellow corn. Heaven Hill, I thought so. So that's Elijah Craig then. I still drink a fair amount of Elijah Craig. I have my own bottle that I picked from when I went there. I did see a lot of other crazy stuff. Don't they do... Is there another one they have that has something to do with a rooster? Or is that my imagination? Could be someplace else. Andrew Butler, we all know you have a problem. We're here for you. And we're very willing to help you drink all that whiskey that you have. Evan Williams Single Barrel Vintage 2004. Good God. Leah Banks, hello. Welcome. You. I know you. Welcome to being a member. You're lucky, Andrew Butler. The single barrels have stopped now. Do I still have mine? I do. Where is it? Okay, I don't know where it is. But the Evan Williams single barrels recently got stuck into Kentucky only. Which sucks. It's pretty good. I have two, don't I? Or did I give one away? No, I gave one away for the raffle last year. So I did get rid of that one. Funny enough to someone in Kentucky. So here's the thing. The person who won the bottle of Evan Williams, which can only be gotten in Kentucky, I sent it to them. However, since I did so, and I know who it is, I've met them in person. They're an awesome individual. If I wanted an Evan Williams single barrel, I know a guy. I know a couple people in Kentucky, which is good. EC21. That's the best, man. You go to a whiskey place and someone's like, "Hey, you want whiskey? Here." McKenna 10. Don't make me sad. McKenna 10 years, great single barrel pick at $35. Those are the days. That was before the plague. Which is a horrible thing to say, but it's the thing we can say nowadays. This is a wonderful scotch. With that said, I'm going to pour myself a little more. It's nice to take a sharp left as he moves right after having so much Irish whiskey tonight. What? Andrew Butler, you don't need that. You should send it to me. Okay, I'll take care of it for you. Don't. What lovely whiskey we're having tonight. Everybody, you have a good time? Me too. I normally do not drink. Let's see. I've had at least 3 ounces tonight within 2 hours. Which is drinking a little faster than you should. Yes! That is confusing. It's one of the more amusing things I've had to get used to, is because we have such generous people in the community, they just like shotgun blast memberships to people. So people get memberships and are like, what the hell is this? Huh? I haven't actually made a membership video yet. Something I need to do because I don't explain it, I think. You can at least go there and be like, oh, I got a membership. Okay. Oh, yes. And please remember to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. I get the feeling most of you have already, but just in case. That is why there's an Autobot telling you about it, and I will do my job. There you go. There's the thing. Does that show up in the corner for you guys? I'm asking this just out of curiosity. Because I do have it set up so it should show up for videos I make. I don't know if it does it during live streams. I feel like it might. Papa KillCo likes to try all the scotch and all the whiskeys. Hold on. Yeah, I could let him try some of the ones you said, actually. I could pour some of those into the smaller ones I have. I don't know which ones he'd like, though. Alright. Moving on, we got about 15 minutes in the stream left. It feels weird to end things at 8:30, but since I started at 7:30, that's how it goes. This week's video will be what? This is the problem with finishing a video and uploading it. I've already forgotten what it is. It's a whiskey, I know that much. Which one? I don't see it in my line of sight, so I must have put it away. Oh, that's right. I hope you'll look forward to this week's video. I know none of you can get it. I'll tell you that now. There's one or two of you who might. But this is a very old bottle. That's the Sea Fog. This is actually from a local brewery / distillery. 45%. 7 years old. Is that 7 again? American single malt. Very similar to one I'm drinking now, actually, come to think of it. So, stay tuned. There'll be some samples and raffles for this, too. For those of you who aren't regular viewers, I do raffle giveaways occasionally. That is one reason to pay attention. No! I mean, he might like it. Papa KillCo hasn't really tried Dalmore. Maybe he tried the Dalmore and Macallan once upon a time, when I first got them. But if you got some of that sweet, interesting tasting Macallan, then sure. There you go. Oh yes, that's right. If you are a member, you have access to the emotes that I made myself. Somehow. And I really do need to go back to memberships and see what else I can do. There are higher ranks of memberships now. I was able to do that just because I could. And I don't remember if it gave me access to more emotes. It probably did. It works off how many members you get. So I believe at one point I had 50 memberships. And I don't know if that gave me access to more emotes. It probably did, so I'll have to look into that too. I have so many things to do. That involved my own channel. Oh, what a dilemma. So here we go. We're moving on to KillCo 12, since we were dealing with the Campbelltown tonight. And this is one of my favorites. Did a video recently. It's so good. Pour a little bit of this. And we should get Papa KillCo to try some of this. I love this. I've talked about this before, but something about that little nub. I don't understand it. Okay, that's... Poured in the same glass. Oh. This one's got a little more lemon to it. A little more citrusy. It's got more of a musk. Yeah, it's a little bit of that, I call it mulch, but it's a new mulch smell. If you've ever had to mulch your garden or your whatever, you know that smell. I drive past that on a regular basis. I know that doesn't make sense, but I do. There's a place that just has like mountains of it, piles of it. Oh. It's got something a little different at the end. Very similar, though. Almost identical to what I was just drinking. So that'll tell you something. If you can't hear words, hold on. Starting to realize how long I've been talking. And I don't talk a lot. What am I doing? So, if you were unable to get your hands on the Campbelltown lock, which is very good. Like that, whoa, that's a very good bottle. If you can somehow track down a Kilkerran 12 year, it's fairly close. Not quite the same, but you know, it's a Campbelltown too. It's really good. That actually took the coveted spot of the Blog Brothers. If you go back to my earlier videos, you'll see Hank and John Green of the Blog Brothers channel on YouTube. They've been going for over a decade now. It's 12, 15 years? I'm not even sure. But they inspired me early on to do this. I'm still doing it. In my own way. And I also try to promote their fundraisers. They do fundraisers for Partners in Health. And they are helping to build a maternity ward. I don't know how to talk. They are helping to build a maternity ward in Sierra Leone. I believe it's part of Africa. So they're doing a lot of good stuff. They have a very specific thing to decrease world suck. And I wholeheartedly endorse that idea. So one thing we can do is just help to decrease world suck. It's a good thing. They're gone now. It's all whiskey now. And Crowded Barrel is where I learned, well, right next to it is where Wizard Academy is, which is where I became a whiskey sommelier and gave me full access to the whiskey vault in Austin, Texas. Unfortunately, it's in Austin, Texas, and I live in Rhode Island, which makes it a little complicated, but I will be going back there in October. Recently, as of this past weekend, Mama KillCo and Papa KillCo fit the bill once more for my travel plans to Austin in October. And we had to do that well in advance because there's also a music festival going on the week of October 12th? Let me double check. It is cool. It's also very heavy. So I don't know a good way to just do this without hurting myself, so that explains how heavy it is. It just drops. Let's see. I will be in Austin, Texas for October the 10th through the 16th. So technically it's the 11th through the 15th as far as how I'll be able to function and not being able to fly. Sir Gahidi, thank you for stopping in. I know it's a little later than usual. Get your sleeps, take a nap, and also meow. Thank you for being here. So those are future plans. So if there is anyone who's interested in going for a tasting in the Whiskey Vault, those are the times to do it. I should be able to get you in there. Probably not that weekend. It would be the next, like Monday or Tuesday. But I will certainly be spending some time in the Whiskey Vault, so look forward to those streams in October. Very likely in the vault. Because if I can go in there and do a live stream about drinking a whole bunch of whiskey, yes. Ugh. Excellent battle. I'm glad you got to find this chaos. I actually get to be involved with Crowded Barrel to some extent recently. They are in the process of trying to decide a new oat whiskey. That'll be their next experiment. And I got voted in to help with that. Feels a bit weird, but I'm professional. That's been fun. Nothing crazy so far, thankfully, but just a nice way to whittle down ideas and thoughts was the most of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what an oat whiskey is like, but I'm also very concerned personally because have you had oatmeal? Okay. My concern is that oatmeal doesn't have a lot of flavor unless something is added to it. Cinnamon and sugar. Personally, I like to have cinnamon oatmeal with dried cranberries. If you haven't tried it, go ahead. It's pretty good. But oatmeal is plain as it is. Even if it's quality, good oatmeal, which again, that can be really amazing. You add stuff to it. You add blueberries. You add bananas. Whatever. But I'm concerned about an oat whiskey simply because distillation only brings forward what that grain can bring. So we'll see what happens. Even Irene Tan is about oat whiskey, so we'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun, either way. Do it. What am I? Mine's right there. I don't know what it is. Hold on. I am a chief. You know why I'm a chief? Because it's $7. At least I think it is, unless they changed it. But I have been a chief for a very long time, and the reason, of course, is because I am able to get Crowded Barrel whiskey. So Battle Reed, you will be particularly interested in some of my previous reviews, videos of Crowded Barrel whiskey. I think I should have a playlist for that, if you want to watch that. Who let the dogs out? Exactly, Andrew Weller. That's my concern, but it's up to a vote. So it's out of my hands completely, no matter what. And I hope people go with something that is a little more than just straight oat whiskey. That would be interesting, but again, it's up to a vote. Doesn't matter what I really think. My opinion is an oat whiskey could be good if the mash bill is like 51% oats and then other stuff. But there is the option to go just full 100 oats just to see what happens. Oh, good carrots, okay. I'm trying to think of when I should do maybe I could do a month. Maybe I could do October. Come to think of it. September is Bottle and Bond month, I think. So September is straight up bourbons. Next month is going to be Irish. When did I start thinking about months? Ugh. And years? It feels really weird. They go by a lot faster now. 2020, that just happened to me. Except it's been 4 years, so I haven't caught up yet. Yeah, it's an option. Since the Bastard Ball is in October, I can do... Oh yeah, easily. I have at least 6. I have at least 6 Crowded Barrel options, and mind you, a lot of their options, unless specifically stated, are MGP. They're Eleanor releases in particular. This is mostly for me and not necessarily for you guys, but I'm trying to remember what's what here. Eleanor. Can you see her? I can't tell what Eleanor is anymore. I don't know if they have the picture still. But we have an Eleanor here. I think this is just a straight up Eleanor. This one's finished in New Oak. And this is batch 9. So they do different stuff. I know the weeded Eleanor. Oh, so good. This is an Eleanor batch 10. This is their Merlot finish. Looking forward to this one. Again, MGP. It's MGP, but Merlot finished. I'm not even sure what mash bill it is. They've said it, but I don't remember. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this one. This is Rock Hard. But this will be for the summer. So this won't be October. But they made this one specifically, and it is MGP, to be put on the rocks. So it'll be very interesting for me personally to do a review video of this neat, and then specifically I have to go into the fact that it's called Rock Hard, and it's meant to be drank on the rocks, on ice, and it aged 6 years. Where? Ah! Fall over, please. Oh, right in front of me. I knew I had 3 Eleanors. And this one is this is batch 7, right? Yes, this is the one that it got smudged, so I can't actually read what it was easily. I checked. I remember I got batch 7, and this is 60% for one thing. Good God. Batch 7. And this was finished in port barrels. So right there, that's at least 3 Crowded Barrel whiskeys I can do. And I have 3 more, damn. We have their straight bourbon whiskey. This is distilled in Kentucky, though. This isn't theirs. This is the... Really wish they didn't use this god-awful brown print. A blend of 66% 3-year, 6-month Kentucky bourbon and 34% 2-year, 11-month Kentucky bourbon. Mash bill 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley. Distilled in Kentucky. Who gave this to you? This might be Bardstown. I know they mentioned that. Bottled by Mysteries Abound. I don't know who actually did this. 50%. I have to do the research. I don't want to do research, but I'm curious as to find out. You know, they have a bourbon that they released. They called it straight bourbon whiskey. No explanation at all. Colville Oat reminded me of a loaded hot dog. I mean, I do like a good hot dog. We have their Amberana finish. This is also a Crowded Barrel release. But made with 2-year, 11-month Kentucky bourbon. Not them. Finished in an Amberana barrel for 6 days. Mash bill 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley. I would have to figure out whose mash bill that is. And again, they used a god-awful print. This one's this weird light blue color. I mean, you can't tell, but see what I mean? It shows up better for you, but trying to see it in this lighting that I have, not great. So that's another Kentucky whiskey that is released via Crowded Barrel. And it should be obvious I like bourbon. Top shelf behind all this, all bourbon. And this one is one of their mashups. This is the Crowded Barrel Alliance. This is straight up from a Texas distillery. You know how I can tell? It has a little Texas sticker on it. Battle Reed, we're talking all about Crowded Barrel. Where did you go? Kidding. And we have an Iron Root Republic. This is a barrel that they bottled, aged 4.5 years, 57.5%. Damn. And let's be honest, Iron Root. I need to get more Iron Root in my life, but guess what? Iron Root is expensive. So if you want to donate a bottle. Anyhow, as if I need more whiskey. We learned something. I don't. I'll take it, but I probably don't. So what Battle Reed, we were saying while you were going, I have at least 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3. I have at least 3 Eleanor bottles, 1 Rock Hard whiskey, and 3 separate other releases via Crowded Barrel. So I have plenty of options as far as what they're doing. And as I said earlier, I have a playlist with their picks and their releases. Hard to find balcones here. But where are you now? Not to pry, but you're saying you're not in Texas anymore. I would not want to live in Texas, but I do find some... how do I put this? All right. Hold on. Ohio. Where's Forley from? Is she in Ohio? Am I just making that up in my head? Are you state controlled? Hold on, I get this thought out of my head before it goes away. Okay, I'm in New England. I'm in Rhode Island. Tiny state. Everything's really close together. Lots of people in one small spot. Texas, Austin, Texas area. Specifically, Crowded Barrel / Wizard Academy location. There is a type of space you can feel in Texas that you cannot feel here. You know, you can put your arms out and there's no one else around, you know? Especially at Wizard Academy because it's so quiet there. It's so far removed from Austin that it is a relief to be there to me. It is so remote from everything that I really like being there. And it's such a great community. And there's a whiskey vault there, so I can go have whiskey whenever I want. That's nice too. However, I could do without the heat. I'll be going there in October because October, it should be around 70 degrees then. And I know it's been 70 degrees there now. It's February. 70 degrees Fahrenheit there. 23 degrees Fahrenheit here. The extremes are a little off. And having lived in New England my whole life, being in any kind of extensive heat, not a fan. That's what I'm saying. Valerie, guess what? 4 Leaf Whiskey, the channel I was just on previously, this evening, she lives in Ohio, and she can get you interested in Irish whiskey during events and such. So I would recommend checking out 4 Leaf Whiskey's channel, specifically the stream she did earlier tonight, and seeing if any of the events are near you. I know Ohio is a big state. I always think, you know, it's in your state. Rhode Island, anything within an hour is there. But it would be fun for you to get, how do I put this? It would be fun if you could get into the whiskey community, like directly, go see them in person stuff. In Ohio, since you've moved out of Texas, you can find another niche. It's Irish whiskey. It seems like you like bourbons, but Balcones does malts, right? No, I think they do. I know they do. El Paso for the last 8 years. I love Irish whiskey. I'm probably the biggest power sip. You need to check out 4 Leaf Whiskey's channel and pay attention because there are events in your area that I cannot attend that she is involved in one way or another. So yes, please check her YouTube channel, like literal number 4 Leaf Whiskey. I believe it's with an E. Yeah, without is Scotch. Anyhow, hopefully through that you can find out more about Ohio events in your area. I know there's a big one coming up. We were talking about it on our stream at the end. That would be lucky for you. Like, just because you're here now and we just did that, it's all just like clicking. The whiskey world is colliding. So hopefully you can get to check that out. She loves Powers. I got to try. I'll tell you what I tried today. I tried a Powers signature single pot still. Oh, yeah. Okay, you already are. Okay, you know. Pay attention. See if you can find out what event she's doing in your area. Powers John Lane's Cask Strength. Delightful. It was between the Cask Strength and the 2 Stacks Polaris blended red ice wine cask. Unsurprisingly, these are both the highest proof of the sample she gave me. And then the other one that I had earlier was a KillCo Rum and Raisin single malt. Now, I didn't dislike this, but one, not a huge fan of rum. I haven't had enough of them. I always got a weird metallic-y thing from rum. And raisins, not a huge fan of raisins. I have grown to like them more as an adult, but I really did not like them as a child. And that hasn't gone away. Dried cranberries, sure, or craisins, if you want to call them that. Those are great. Raisins, though, they got a bad rap. If you have a really good oatmeal raisin cookie, you know that getting an oatmeal raisin cookie is not the worst thing that can happen to you. But as a child, as a youngling, you get an oatmeal raisin cookie instead of a chocolate chip cookie, and you have been betrayed. So keep that in mind. I have a history with rum and I have a history with raisins, whether I like it or not. I have not tried Powers Irish Rye yet. It's in the backlog of things I could try, but I am also in the, after having doing this whiskey thing for 4 years, well, going into 5 years. Like this year, it'll be 5 in September. My 5th year of actually doing straight up whiskey content on purpose. As you can tell, I am on the point of like, I should stop a little bit. I should pump the brakes. I am perfectly open to people getting bottles for the channel for me to review. But as far as me personally buying bottles, I'm holding the brake down as best I can. It's not working very well, but I'm trying. So, I'm trying not to buy too many bottles unless there's a specific occasion. March is a specific occasion because St. Patrick's Day. So there's one more Irish bottle I want to buy. I don't want to do a rye though, even if it's an Irish rye. I'm leaning away from that. But we'll see. I still have one more Irish whiskey to get for next month, and I'll see what I can figure out from that. I was given a number of interesting options tonight, earlier. For top sure. Good cards, man. If done correctly, they're very good. I would have to say I'm a big fan of chocolate chip cookies, though. Favorite, though? I mean, chocolate chip cookies are hard to beat. But, here's the thing. There's another type of cookie out there that I enjoy, but it's been tweaked. Have you ever had those sugar cookie type things, except they put a Hershey's Kiss on it and just plunk it down right in the middle of it? Those have recently gotten involved with peanut butter. So in my brain, it used to be just a sugar cookie with a Hershey's Kiss on it. Those are great. Now it's a peanut butter cookie, a peanut butter sugar cookie with a Hershey Kiss on it, which I understand. Peanut butter and chocolate, I understand, but not my thing. Peanut butter is really overdone to me. And I say that as someone who eats peanut butter and jelly on a far too regular basis. Because money. Brigade change of command that someone decides to hold on St. Patrick's Day. I'm not amused. Oh my god. No! How could you, Andrew Butler? No. It's fine. It's for a reason. Next month, Irish whiskey. Totally understandable. Oh, battle read. Well, do you have a flask? And do you have a pocket that no one would check? That's another thing. I don't usually do anything for St. Patrick's Day, and honestly, I didn't even realize until we were talking about it earlier. Next month, St. Patrick's Day is on a Sunday, right? Oops, I'm going back in time, wrong way. Yeah. Yeah, Four Leaf was talking about how she's not going to do a live stream that day, and I was like, what do you mean? It's a Sunday. St. Patrick's Day is a Sunday, so the 17th. That means this channel's going to have to do one. You do have a fight. You're fine. Pump it full of Irish whiskey and take a swig and no one's looking. Maybe have a mint just in case. Be careful with the breath thing, you know. But I say next month. That's later this week. Well, we're having one of those weeks and one of those months. First of all, we have the 29th this month. Yeah. Leap year, baby. Wild. Only in our reality are we like, we're gonna have this one month that sometimes have 28 days, and then occasionally it has 29. All the other months 30-ish or 31. Why not? God, we have weird systems of dealing with stuff, people. It's weird. It's wild. I'm gonna have to do recording of videos tomorrow after 5 o'clock or on Tuesday. I don't want to do them on Tuesday. Mom's from Cork? There you go. Me too, man. My mom is not from Cork, Ireland, but I have heritage that links back to Cork, Ireland, and Dublin. I mentioned that to Four Leaf earlier. I gotta get on it, man. I gotta get on the Irish whiskey stuff this week. And here's a weird twist. Bottle and Bond Day is on the 3rd. 1897 in America. So that will be another Sunday. I have actually themed stuff coming up, and I didn't realize it until this moment. So it's the 3rd, next week from today, Bottle and Bond Day. If I can scrape up enough Bottle and Bond stuff, I can do a sample. Like a comparison thing. I have at least 2, probably. The lunar calendar. That would make sense. We don't want to do that. Part of the reason I use Celsius is because science uses that. America? No. Screw that. Freezing cold, 32 Fahrenheit. Celsius, 0. Alright, so tune in next Sunday. Apparently it's Bottle and Bond Day. Friday is going to be... Oh, and next month is the first, is Women's History Month, so keep that in mind. I have a theme for next month, I just don't remember what it is. Like this, again, one of the last times I'll say it, but this is here to raise awareness about cancer prevention, with my mother getting a cancer diagnosis recently, early, and having that nipped in the bud, and my father dealing with pancreatic cancer for over a year now. I am highly, and also having lost a mentor to cancer. Anything you can do to prevent it. Now's the month. And next month I have one in mind, but I forget what it is. I have to do the video for that too. So much to do. The Shire calendar. Perfect. Second breakfast. I love it. Well, I don't have hobbit feet, I can say that much. I believe I'm 5'7", I'm a bit too tall to be a hobbit. Oh geez, I went way over the clock here. Here we go. Papa KillCo's going through some experimental treatment. Hopefully that'll keep working. Nice. Yeah, Mama KillCo got lucky. It was lung cancer. She caught it. They caught it early, and she's been on medication since. She can't have dairy because of it for some odd reason, which is crap, but she's taking it like a champ, so to speak. Her and I both like chocolate, so I can't really imagine what it would be like in my life if it was like, you know what, no more dairy. But butter and milk and cream and everything I like. Chocolate, why? Ice cream. Be rough. So again, that's why this is here. Just to let you know, if you're new to the channel, I try to do a monthly musing. And this year is going to be the first year I double down. So at maybe April? I don't know what month no cheese? No cheese. Ugh. Good God. Terrible thought, really. What was I saying? Monthly musings. I've been doing them for about a year. I don't know when I actually started last year, but I came, it was one of those things where I was like, I should do a monthly musing. My channel's about whiskey and musing. And I like to bring attention to topics when I can. This month is cancer prevention. And next month, I don't remember. I haven't quite picked that out yet, is the feeling I have. So we'll see. We'll both be surprised when I actually do that. I feel like I should remember what it is. But my brain doesn't let me do that sometimes, and I'm okay with it. We're coming up on 9 o'clock. I was supposed to finish about 20 minutes ago. I decided against it. I was having too much fun. It's all your fault. But I will be shutting this down at 9. That'll make it an hour and a half. And really, I should have ended it 20 minutes ago because I need to eat food. I haven't done that. for dinner. And having food at 9 o'clock isn't great. But I'm in this far, I gotta keep on plugging ahead. Once again, I have a Patreon. You can become a YouTube member. You can donate directly to help me with a rental car for when I visit my friend in April. Or you can help donate to the Super Chats via YouTube. It would also help me with the car eventually, but unfortunately it has to get filtered through YouTube with Super Chat, so I prefer to give the other option. Yes, brain fog is great. That's the other thing I touch on, is that I have mental health problems. Very exciting. Let's see, I haven't been officially diagnosed with one of them, but I'm fairly certain. If you watch this channel long enough, you're like, yeah, but bipolar 2, which means I have a mood disorder, which is really hard to deal with, believe it or not, to the point where I'm SSDI and have been for 10 years now, more than 10 years, because I don't function. Anxiety, I think they said generalized anxiety disorder is the last one I was told it was. It used to be social anxiety disorder, but just general anxiety kind of covers that too, among other things. And then ADD/ADHD, because I can't stay focused very long. That weren't apparent. That last one, the ADD thing, has been diagnosed and is being re-diagnosed right now. If you are a YouTube member, you can go back to one of my recent podcasts as of 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's called The Test. So go to that podcast episode, and it literally talks about going through the process of being diagnosed, or what you have to go through for a diagnosis. It's not fun. If you already know you have the condition and you have to deal with certain things, certain tests specifically, you're like, why do I have to do this? This is infuriating. They're usually the tests about trying to stay focused. Not great. However, if I put myself in hyperfixate mode, I'm good. But only for a little while. Oh, Kill Karen, why must you be so good? Why must you be so good? It's really nice since I have all this other Irish whiskey to drink. I'm glad I didn't pour all of it, but I have to admit, like pouring half an ounce. I think I poured a little heavier for the rest of these though. Yeah, I did. But, well, hold on. These are tiny samples that are about an ounce. This one's a little less. But you can tell just from these 4, I've had at least 2 ounces of whiskey, plus this one, which I believe is an ounce, and plus whatever I just poured, which is at least an ounce. So we're doing great. Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye. Ooh. That's fascinating. Crown Royal has a following of sorts. I'm interested in it, like from a distance, and I should do. This is something I've been looking at since I don't want to buy more bottles of actual full bottle whiskey. We do have videos that will come up that are just mini reviews. I did those early on before I had a bunch of whiskey. You can go back and watch those if you want, but I also have Bluegrass Kentucky whiskey. I've had this for 2 years at least. This is their high rye, their blue corn, their pickleback, and it's basically like a knockoff Fireball, so they're cinnamon flavored. And I've had all of them except for the blue corn. And I remember the pickleback is actually pretty good. I was unaware that I like pickle stuff as much as I do. Then we have Tomatin. I have done one of these already. I believe I did the 12 year. Hold on. Let's refresh my memory, shall we? We have here the 15, and that means the other one's the 18. So we have 2 more Tomatins. I don't think I particularly like Tomatin, but find out. And then, Jura Superstition, writings on the wall. We have Jura, the collection. So the 10-year-old, the lightly peated, the Superstition, and the 16-year. So you can stay tuned for those. And that easily is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos. I don't think I do the cinnamon and the pickleback videos. Sorry, it's loud. But I could. I'm not going to. But that was a really fun distillery. Bluegrass was a small distillery in Kentucky. And it was actually really nice to find something less, like that, rather than going to Heaven Hill and all these giant distilleries. The barmaid refused to charge me. She was so embarrassed about it. Well, to each his own, Andrew Butler. If anything, if you did like it, you'd be like, it's free. Yes. Crown Royal is one of those that people have many opinions on. I am, at the moment, unopinionated. Because I don't think I've done a video about them. Maybe I have. I'd like to try the peach. I'd like to try regular Crown Royal. And I'd like to try... What was the other one? There's another Crown Royal of some sort that's pretty popular. The peach is one of those, but I don't want to buy a whole bottle, so I'd have to find the tiny version. But if I remember correctly, Crown Royal is very sweet, so adding a flavoring to something already sweet seems like it would be a bit much. We'll see. It's on the list. There's a long list. Very long list. But I will be looking into minis, or nips as they're called around here. And I have a number of them already. So like I said, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, coincidentally, that I would do a video for. So stay tuned. As far as the future plans, well, apparently next week is Bottle and Bond on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Next Friday, I don't know. And as I mentioned earlier, the video for this week will be a local whiskey for me. So look forward to that. So very rarely do you hear about a whiskey from Rhode Island, but I have one. Salted caramel, that's the other one. Yes, well, you are on the other side of the ocean, and it is a Canadian whiskey. So that's on the list. The salted caramel, the peach, and just the regular Crown Royal, just to see what I think about that. I may have done a video about that already. I'm not really sure. And if I did, it was a very long time ago. So I'll have to look for myself. If you want to look back for me, go ahead. But I'm going, did I? It seems like something I would have done if I got a nip of it. I would do it. With that, 2 minutes left in the stream. I should have ended again about half an hour ago, but we're already this far in, whatever. So this has been a very long night for me. 2.5 hour streams. One from 6 to 7, mine from 7:30 to 9. So 2.5 hours in one night. Truly the madness has taken over. But I have enjoyed it. Can't say I haven't. And after this, I will have some food. That is, I am in desperate need of food. If anyone's wondering, it's going to be rice and fish. Because that's cheap and easy. Let's be real. Ow. Oh yeah. I have had to regulate that fairly strictly over the past few years. I took all of January off, so there's that. I did a month-long fundraiser in November. Then I did a advent calendar in December, aka I did a short live stream or a longer live stream. So I do longer live streams on Friday and Sunday, but every other day I would do a 30-minute live stream. So Monday through Thursday, 30 minutes every day. And then Fridays and Sundays I do a 1 hour, and Saturdays I do 30 minutes. But I would do that for 24 days in a row. Random times, mind you, but I do them. So that's 2 really crazy months at the end of the year, so I take January off, or at least part of January off. Other than doing random... I'm trying to work in gaming streams and more casual streaming, so I can at least do that and get the watch hours and the engagement, and keep you guys entertained as best I can while keeping myself amused. And of course, drinking whiskey. Very important. But with that, it's 9 p.m. at my time. I need to get some food and some... I need to calm down is what I need to do. Some water would be good too. I'm almost out. Thank you for being here. Again, tune in next Friday and Sunday. There'll be a video on Wednesday at 7 p.m. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Hey, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.